Hello, I'm Adam, a digital navigator with the Whitman County Library System, and today we're going to be talking about applying for jobs online. So let's get started. But before we do that, let's make sure that we actually have our resumes up to date and our cover letters up to date. And that being said, the cool thing about a lot of the new technologies that are out and open is that there's already templates ready to go inside of Microsoft Word or in Google Docs. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, oh, wait, I have to pay money before I can even get started, you actually don't. Google Docs has a range of free templates that are available that look really pretty good. And also, if you have a Hotmail account or Live account, you do have access to the Word Online application, which does have some templates ready and available. A part of today will also be providing 3 resume templates that we see around quite a bit and we do feel are modern and available for use. You just gotta go ahead and plug your information in. When we look at the anatomy of a resume, we're able to take a look and see that, as always, you should have your name at the front, your contact information, and how to get back to you. Whether that's via phone, email address, we recommend both. But then there's 4 primary categories of information: your work experience, your education, your skills, and achievements. Now, these can be ordered differently depending on the stage of life or the most recent experience. If you're just getting out of school, education might be the forefront. If you're a little bit older like me and school was now quite a ways back, education can be placed lower on the resume with current experience higher up at the top. When it comes to the experience section, you might want to prioritize the things that are most relevant to a job. Maybe last year you worked as a barista, but this year you're working as a receptionist, but you want a barista position again. You might list the barista experience higher up. That is one example. You may also be looking at more of a skills-based job. In a skills-based job scenario, we do recommend moving the skills along with maybe some objective information about yourself to help identify what skills are immediately ready and available. The point of a resume is, at a glance, are you the right fit in terms of skill and experience for this position? The next step is your cover letter. If you have 2 resumes that are equivalent, the cover letter is going to be the thing that sets you apart. And we typically recommend no more than 4 paragraphs, but having it organized and laid out in a very specific manner. In this example, we have it so that you have your name right up the front, we have a current date, we have who it is to. Now, if you don't know who is on the committee or who may be doing the hiring, you can say to whom it may concern, or to committee, or to organization, or to HR. There's a lot of ways that you can do that, but research and see who may be reading these. Make sure that their information is at top, just in case it does get lost in the shuffle. This will help an administrative assistant or the HR rep know where exactly to have it routed to. Having that little bit of information saves them a lot of time and makes you look better. In it, you say, "Dear so-and-so," and the first paragraph, we recommend saying who you are, how you found it, and why you're curious for this position. The second paragraph is where you say why you are qualified for this position. What experiences or life events have brought you to this point where you feel you would be most qualified? The third paragraph, we recommend saying what value you are going to bring to the company or to the organization. Saying, because of paragraph 2, I believe I can make X, Y, and Z occur within your organization and be a good fit. The fourth paragraph is a paragraph of gratitude. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I look forward to hearing back from you. I will be most available for any follow-up information on these dates or at these times. That lets them know that you're thinking about their schedule and how to best work with them. As a legal requirement, most organizations must hire based upon fit and function. So if you're able to show that you're a better fit and function compared to an equivalent resume, it gives you the edge over the other individuals. Now, finding the jobs. We have to be mindful of what an employer may be thinking, seeing, and wanting. And to do that, we want to show you what it looks like on the backside. When someone is sponsoring a job post, say you're in Indeed, a lot of the jobs at the very top will say that they are a sponsored job position. Within Indeed, a sponsored position will cost an employer anywhere between $15 to $70 per application. That means for every single applicant that applies and is still there within 48 hours, that employer must pay $15 to $75. And I've helped businesses do these sponsored job postings, and they do pay quite a bit for a successful job search. For Indeed, this is what it looks like on the backside. And we're able to see, hey, this is the job posting, whether it's open or closed, what the dates are, and how many people are applying. And as an employer, you're looking to see, okay, how many applications have I received? Who looks good? Who doesn't look good? And so then you're saying, okay, well, in this example, I've rejected 67 people. We have hired one. We've had one person withdraw. And we have a couple of active people that we're going to interview and a few people that we're going to shortlist. Now, keep in mind that Indeed is open to everybody everywhere. Even though the job may be posted for our local area, we'll still have people from other states and even other countries applying in. I can say from experience with this job posting that at least 30 of these applicants were from out of country, that we did have to say, no, we're not able to sponsor a visa, and click the X on this right side. Do keep in mind that when we hit the X on that right side, it actually gives us the option to create a time delay, saying that please reject the applicant within 48 to 72 hours. That way, if at a glance, the resume doesn't look good, the application doesn't look good, I'm able to go ahead and reject it, but then you, the person, don't feel like you were rejected within 15 minutes, even though that's what occurred. So if your application has made it past 48 hours, that is actually a good thing, because they may be considering this application may be shortlisted. This is what we're looking for, and now we're trying to work with our HR to figure out what our next steps should be. And then they'll reach out to each applicant either through the Indeed system or reach out to you directly. ZipRecruiter is another popular job posting platform, and this one has a lot more things for the employer to do and a lot more hoops to jump. But the cool thing is when they say, hey, this is the type of job that we're wanting to post, the employer is given quite a bit of information. On this one, it shows, hey, if we're wanting to pay $15.75 minimum wage or a little bit more, this is the average competition within the zone and where this position is labeled at. So it's giving the employer feedback on how to make the listing, where the compensation should be at, among other things. But do keep in mind that while they're trying to match and pair people, it does charge up to $24 a day, if not more in some cases, or for other locations. So for every day that job is posted, it can run up the cost for the employer. So they are incentivized to try and close that position quicker. That being said, if it's a smaller business or maybe a growing one, they do have to put in their credit card information. Even though it might be a free listing, they do have to put in some money upfront every time. So these things are costing employers to do to go and find the right candidates. They are motivated to find the right one as quickly as possible. So getting matched, we do recommend filling out everything you can in the application. That is every single box, mark it, check it. Even if you say, oh man, I don't have that right now, go and get it. Make sure that it is filled out as best as possible for up to 2 or 3 websites. There are quite a few websites out there. Indeed is the primary. LinkedIn is available. WorkDay is a popular system that WSU and U of I and SEL are all using to post jobs. These are wonderful resources, but if you don't fill in every single checkbox, The candidates who do will be given a leg up. Other jobs are ZipRecruiter, CareerBuilder, Monster.com. These are all valid websites. We've noticed that the other ones people are using a little bit more often. So, a couple top tips. We do recommend to respond to everything within 24 hours. When we've done these job searches, not only for other businesses, but then for all ourselves, we found that there are candidates who will wait 2 to 3 to 5 days before they ever respond. Or there's some candidates who go and apply and wait for the phone call, even though we may have tried to reach out to them via email or through the platform on multiple occasions. From the employer looking in, looking out, it doesn't look good. It feels that the person is unresponsive and may not be available. The other thing to note is to save your criticism for the business. And what we mean by that is in the applications, we've noticed that some people will make snide remarks in their application. Now, we fully recognize that these are attempts to show humor, to be funny, and to be a little bit more engaging, off the wall. But when we're looking at it and we're reading, it actually comes across quite rude, which is not the impression that any of us were trying to make, but it can be the way that it can come across. We also do recommend being thorough in the business. Know what they do, know where they're located, know what they do, and know who you're talking to. Look and see who may be the hiring manager. Look and see what each of those people do, where they go, and understand the inner workings of the business as best as you can, so that when that phone call comes, you are ready and prepared to answer any immediate questions, and you're ready for that follow-up interview. When you apply, your resume and cover letter should have updated information, but then it also should be consistent. In our experience, we have seen applications and resumes and cover letters, all three of them having different phone numbers and email addresses. For the person who's hiring, that can make it really, really difficult to know which one do I use. And once again, it doesn't show that attention to detail that an employer may be looking for. We also recommend cleaning up your social media. Employers are absolutely looking at social media ahead of time as a part of the process. And a lot of times, especially LinkedIn, a lot of resumes will have their resume listed and then say, hey, I have a lot of experience. Please view my LinkedIn for more information. So that employer will absolutely go at base minimum to LinkedIn, if not other social media platforms. The other thing to keep in mind is that if it is a larger organization, and even if your Facebook, your Instagram, or other things may be set to private, there are contracts in place that allow them information as a part of background checks and others to take a look at those. So do make sure that your social media is clean of anything that you feel an employer might not be ready to engage in or feel that you are a best culture fit. Other places that you can find jobs are Craigslist, Facebook, sometimes Instagram, newspaper still, and even search engines, which I will be demonstrating here in a little bit. Keep in mind that a lot of Craigslist listings have become really sketchy. We haven't seen anyone or even tried to use Craigslist for quite some time. Facebook jobs, it's been really tough from the employer side when we've worked with other companies. If your Facebook profile is not fully fleshed out, you're not listing your current place of work, you don't have accurate information, it looks like just a name, and that's it. And so they might direct message you back, but there's no cover letter, there's no resume, it's just your name and someone to DM back. That it's very inefficient. So if you are looking to use the Facebook platform, make sure that your profile is fully fleshed out with all of your places of work, and you basically treat it like a LinkedIn profile. Now, that being said, newspapers are still a very valid option for finding jobs online. They're still posted there, they're still in there. Check your local newspapers. Those who are really caring and trying to fill out these jobs, they are posting them there. So if we did want to just find an administrative position, maybe an administrative assistant, and then we could say administrative assistant, jobs near me. That will immediately pull up a window and system for saying, okay, what jobs are here? What has been saved? So you can actually go through and save jobs and positions and scroll and see what is immediately available within the area. If you click here for see more listings, you're able to even go through and do similar searches. So maybe I do want to find a salon manager or driver positions, event staff. You're able to click through the job titles and see what might be nearby. You can also filter by distance, date posted, and job types, and even filter by salary. Now, this is in Bing. Google has very similar things. These search engine providers are trying to provide you the best experience to finding exactly what you need. The nice thing is, in a search engine environment like this, they are curating, whether it is from Indeed, LinkedIn, or another location, they're aggregating all that content together right there for you. Now, if we do head over to Indeed.com, the number one thing we can do is just even say, what's in Pullman? And search without even putting in what we might be looking for. From there, we're able to do it by date posted and see what has been posted within the last 3 days. Just because there are sometimes people forget listings, something that may be up for the last 14 days or more might be an older listing. But if we just say Pullman within the last 3 days, here are the most relevant or completely, fully by date. And we're able to scroll through and see what is readily available. Now, if we do have our account and we are fully registered within the system, a lot of times we can just click Apply Now and begin that process. To apply for jobs using Indeed, you do have to create an account, which is good because then it'll save that information and provide a portal for the potential employer to be able to communicate regularly back to you. For our local area, the other one to take a look at is WSU Jobs. SEL Jobs are also in the same vein. But if we go to WSU Jobs, that's all I searched, it will pull us right to the human resources. Once we click in there, they do make a distinction between current WSU employees and prospective WSU employees. And so I'm going to go ahead and click All Prospective for new jobs. If you notice, the web address has changed to a My WorkDay. And this is really key. Majority of WorkDay systems, if an employer is using it, will look the exact same. It'll just have some of their branding, some of their logos, and all of it will be available. I do recommend going in and saying, okay, well, where are the locations? In our local area, we may be more interested in Pullman. We're going to hit View Jobs, and then see whether it's full-time or part-time and what kind of category it needs to be. There's other ways to filter, whether it's a faculty, a classified, or other, and then we can just go ahead and scroll through. If we do click into one of these positions, it will then provide additional information about what the job is about and what requirements may be there. Once we hit Apply, we can have it autofill with the resume, or apply manually, or use my last application, which I appreciate both. If we autofill with resume, it will force us to create an account, go through the steps, but then once this is in, we're able to apply for multiple jobs with the same information and simplifies the process. And that's why we recommended earlier doing 2 to 3 websites. If you keep it to 2 or 3 websites, that means you're not scattering your efforts and burning out during this job search process. And you're able to apply for jobs more rapidly, more quickly, and have better odds of getting into a position that you desire. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope that this content was helpful. If you do have any questions regarding websites or applying online, or you need some help with your resume, cover letter, or just even getting the templates going, feel free to reach out to the Digital Navigator hotline or reach out to us via the website. Both will be in the description below, and we're happy to help you through this process.